I'm with Burghard Schunkert from Lifegate. Now, Burghard, what is Lifegate?
We are a place where we help children and young people with disabilities according to a holistic approach. That means we look in all the directions of a person, and we try to develop children and young people with kindergarten, a school program, and a vocational training center. They receive the therapies here in the house they need, and we have a very, let's say, skilled medical intervention. We bring them to doctors and hospitals to see how we can help them to have a better future. Lifegate, because we would like to open a gate into the life in the society for these children, that one day they might not need us and can have a happy and independent life.
What age range do you work with here?
The youngest, let's say that we start with, if you want, 1 year old, because we have a very good relationship with the Caritas Baby Hospital, who is located also here in Bethlehem. And from this hospital, where the children are mainly diagnosed, we receive them in our therapy department. And from there, they can start with 3 years in our kindergarten program. Always there is a possibility that children develop so nicely and so fast also that we have an interest they join a mainstream kindergarten or school here in the area to be with the other children, because the inclusion idea that disabled children and young people belong to us, belong to the society, is very focused here in Lifegate, in our institution. But if they are not accepted in a normal kindergarten, they can go in our school program, which starts with 6 years old till 16. And if they still like us, they can learn a profession. We teach here 12 different professions, mainly handcraft professions, in our vocational training center. And then we help them, of course, to find working places outside. A few working places we have inside our place here also, because one of the sources how we finance our work is that we help ourselves with the sale of our products.
Now, coronavirus hit Bethlehem in March. What was it like for you here at Lifegate when the coronavirus hit?
Yeah, this was very a surprise. I still remember when we were a little bit smiling when we heard the first news of corona in China in the December 2019. We say, oh, these poor people there, and we didn't take it serious at all. And then a few months later, it came on this country, and it hit us really also here. And there was this lockdown in March and April. But very soon we knew that if we now not keep on working somehow, our disabled children will lose so much that we start probably all over again with our program. So we were asking the Minister of Health here in the Palestinian areas if we can start with small groups of children working. And they gave us an okay. And since May this year, we actually worked non-stop. Our team was so nice, they said we give our vacations this year to the institution, actually to refund the children for this month or 1.5 months where we were locked down. And so we worked all summer long without break till now. And thanks God, we are back to the numbers we had before: 100 children school, 40 children kindergarten, and 50 young adults in the vocational training program. We are always very careful. We right now, just very fresh, yesterday, unfortunately, our social worker was diagnosed corona positive. So now we shut down the workshop for 5 days, and everybody stays home. People at first contact do tests, and we hope everything will be fine. Then next Monday they will be all back. But the surprises we have almost every week somewhere in the institution. Mm-hmm. But as we keep distance as much as we can, we wear masks all the time. Let's say, thanks God, there wasn't an outbreak inside the place till now. But the virus comes always from some people outside, because it's really now in the society many, many positive people.
Mm. So when you closed down for a few months, I guess it was really, really sad for the children. Did they really miss the place?
Yes, of course. It was. We are very thankful that most of the children really come very happily to our place every morning. But you know, we didn't rest also in this time. We very, very fast we established Zoom sessions. And so the people who were able from the technical possibilities to contact with us, we could teach the children over our telephones and over the computers in their homes. We developed a special program with the parents where we kept on to be in touch with the children also in the homes in this time.
So even during lockdown, you were still working?
Yes, we were working. We were working from our homes, yes. Yeah. Yes, it was in the beginning not easy. We had to get used to it, but now today we have already Zoom programs, which we, anytime there will be another lockdown, we hope not, but could be used, yes.
Yeah. Are disabled people more susceptible to the virus?
This I cannot say. For sure, like everywhere, probably in our societies, maybe more positive people were or are even in the institution. We don't know about it. You find out when you test people, yeah? And when somebody in the family, of course, is positive, we immediately stop this child or stop the young adult and ask for going for testing. And we handle this very, very careful, but I cannot say that inside the institution, let's say, we gave it one to somebody else yet. This, thanks God, did not happen.
Yeah. How have the disabled people responded to actually wearing masks and having to wash their hands all the time? Has this been something really new for them, a challenge for them?
Yeah, of course. Here you touch an issue also in my life. Let's say for me, the facial expression and that you see somebody's face is, of course, the most appreciated part of our human life, that we can look at each other and now this is taken away. We see each other in the eyes. You see something in the eyes as well, thanks God. But it wasn't easy for the children. And of course, we have children, they do not understand they have to wear the mask and to wear it over nose and mouth. They have it somewhere always at their neck, but not there where it should be. Also have to remind frequently staff members in Lifegate. We are very tough now with them when they don't wear their mask because they're risking the life of other people, and this should not be. But it's an ongoing challenge to live with these masks, also for breathing, also for, of course, we have to eat and drink sometimes something. So we have to organize it well. But we installed everywhere this soap distributor, so you can at every corner wash your hands here. We are very careful to keep in our meetings, staff meetings, 2 meter distance between us, and we try in the summer more when it was warmer. We met always outside. Now it's getting cold, we have to sit in the rooms, but we try to do our best, let's say, according to the standards which are given to us to avoid that more people become sick by corona.
Has the virus affected you as a charity organization? You are a charity?
Yes and no. Let's say it was clear for me in the beginning, we have to find a way to show also our friends and our donors we keep on working. We not close the place, and we really work. And that was one of the reasons why very, very soon in the crisis, we tried to find a way to work again. And we succeeded in that. And we had, I can say, very nice surprises from some of our donors who doubled the effort, let's say, and the amount of money they usually give for our work yearly. But also, Lifegate was able in the year 2019 to create 50% of the budget by our own efforts. This was our little guest house in Bethlehem, our laundry who washed mainly for hotels and guest houses in the area. We had every week 2-3 visiting groups eating lunch with us here, so our kitchen program was financed. So all the income generating projects in the institution came almost to zero. And we were very much afraid. 50% is a big amount for us. But I can say now, almost in the end of the year, we are now in the middle of November, that I already can forecast we will make it to the end of the year with a black figure, not with a red one. And that God was really faithful to bring us through this year. But we say, German proverb, from the hand into the mouth. We were not able to save anything. We were not able to buy anything extra. We could pay the salaries. We could, let's say, pay our bills monthly. But everything, let's say, development and material and things like this are, of course, on hold.
Are all your staff local people, and do you have volunteers who come to work here, and I guess they haven't been able to come because of the close down of the airport?
Right. This is a very strange thing for me, for myself. I'm from Germany. that since March, not even one visitor was able to come. Of course, no volunteers. We have 2 foreign staff members. They are here with us, an American and a German lady, because they did not leave the country. But we have another 3rd foreign staff member. We would like him very much to come back, and it's very, very difficult also for travel restrictions in Europe and coming here. So yes, we are pretty much on our own right now. The foreign help by volunteers we were not able to receive this year.
Has this been a worrying time, because you're one big family here?
Yes, I mean, we are used in this country that sometimes you have daily surprises and you have to cope very often with different situations. So I do think that maybe here in the Middle East, because we are used to this way of life more or less, that we probably had it a little bit easier to get adjusted. But the other problem is that you live in populations who are not obeying so much what the government is telling them. So the government has to become very strict enforcing the corona restrictions within the population, but the population slips away all the time. So, you try to do your best, but you go out in the next coffee house 2 streets from here, and you see everybody sits there inside enjoying himself without a mask on. And so like this, probably you cannot, let's say, lower the figures of the people, and you play always with fire. So I see most of let's say, the deepest problem is the isolation of the human beings, especially the elderly people, and this I see more on the Israeli side, where people really are afraid sometimes to leave their houses, and this loneliness. And not being able to see your family members and your loved ones. For this you pay also a price, sometimes also a price in your health. People getting sick from other things right now and get depressed. And so I'm happy to be here. Also in the lockdown in Israel, I was here every day. And I'm happy that we do not had this lockdown more than 1 month. So we can socialize, we can give something to the people, we can share our faith, our hope in God. This situation is not out of God's control in my faith. And I think we are here to be light and salt and hope as believers, and try our best to give this to the people who are in touch with us every day.
I imagine because you haven't had tourists here, you haven't been able to sell as much product as you would normally sell. If people would like to buy product, how can they see the product and how can they buy it?
Yeah, that's right. Here I can say that our website, which is actually right now, it's a German website with some link to English, of course, that on the website you can find Lifegate products. And very, very soon, a very new, very beautiful website will be established. We work on this since 1 year. And we are working also in the future on a web shop, so they can order the things. Actually, most of our things are in a store in Europe already, in Germany, and can be sent anywhere in Europe, very easy. We are marketing our olive oil and za'atar, let's say spices, also coming in January to Europe. So I would say you could direct order from us here in Beit Jala. We would give this message maybe to our partners in Europe, and that's the shorter way to England or to other countries in Europe. Or the best would be you come next year, hopefully, and join us here with a tourist group and buy in our shop here in Lifegate.
What's been God speaking to you about during this difficult time?
I think I'm learning in this time really to be ready to take tough decisions every day. Last night, 8:30, discussing with our nurse how we cope now with the situation, with social worker positive. Another person was tested, thanks God, negative. And we take these decisions. So I have a very strong and very reliable team here. I'm very happy about this, that we are not alone. We are deciding in a team, and we are supporting each other. So I think God is telling us, don't worry, I am with you, especially when you are weak and when you are helpless. And day by day, let's say, we cannot plan much now. I mean, now everybody hopes of the vaccination, and maybe in February, March, arriving to this country. But I think hopefully Corona will be maybe over, but the next virus might be around the corner. Yeah. So I think we need to learn in this world that situations like this can happen, and that also in these tough times we rely on our Lord. I'm suffering a little bit that my church is not meeting now since months, people, person to person, so we have Zoom sessions every Saturday in our service. We can follow of course, the sermon by Zoom, but that's not the same. So here we are a little bit sad, but we have a little home group and we meet. The house is big enough, we can sit 1.50 meter from each other far, and we keep our masks on, but we can pray together and we can read the Bible together and even sing together. It's very important to keep our relationship with God and also in our quiet time, reading the Bible, praying, maybe also with our family, with our kids, our wives and husbands. And I think He will bring us through this time, and He will teach us many things in this time.
What's your prayer, finally, for Lifegate during this difficult time?
That God protects us further, that we are very thankful that He takes care also of our financial needs, that this will keep on like this, and that we really can shine in this society, which is very often very sad and very depressed, as a light and as a hope. And when people ask us from where it comes, that we also are not ashamed to say who is the source of all this and who is the source of our love and hope, and that we praise our Lord for being with us day by day.
And what's your website, finally?
www.reha.de.
Okay, Burghard, thank you very much.
You're welcome. God bless.